Everyone. Amen. Praise God. Thank you, Holy Spirit. God, I thank you and I praise you and I bless you because you are worthy to be praised. Hallelujah. It's good to be here, everyone. And I give God praise and thanks for each and every person. I lift up my voice in one accord. And I hope everyone is happy to be here this morning. Amen. In your right mind, health, strength. Sometimes we just forget to say thanks. You understand? We're so busy complaining about the things that we don't have. Come on, say thanks. Say, Father, I thank you, I praise you, I bless you. You understand? Woke you up in your right mind this morning. And guys, you know, I love to say something. Somebody woke up dead this morning. You understand? I know. Oxymoron, right? Wake up dead. But you understand what I'm saying? So give God praise and thanks. You said we get up in the morning. I hate when you call people in the morning. How are you doing? I don't know. Not the day. Come on. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter what is happening. You woke up alive, it supersedes everything. You know, what happens, we allow our subconscious mind to control us and let us start feeling negative. But, you know, come on, you woke up this morning, be happy. Those of you in here this morning, I don't have to tell you who I am. You know who I am. But those of you in Facebook land, you know, when I was a kid and these religious people would get on the radio and say, those of you in radio land, I was thinking it was so corny. But don't look at me now saying Facebook land. Ain't that something? I guess younger people are saying to me, oh gosh, here Dr. Lucille. You know, that's the truth, right? Anyway, good morning, everyone. And for the past 2 weeks, I've been talking about the power of I am. And every time I think of putting it down, every time I think that I've exhausted everything, it's so arrogant of me to think I've exhausted it, because that is something you could never, ever, ever exhaust. And that's the power of your I am. So this morning, I'm going to go into it again. I'm going to repeat some of the things that I said before. And some of the things, guys, especially people who are Christians or who go to church, many times we say things and we think it's heresy. That is because we have allowed ourselves to be reduced. We have allowed our godness to be minimized. And because we have allowed our godness to be minimized, we do not accept ourselves as being powerful and strong. And understanding that God made us in His image and His likeness. He breathed of Himself into us, which means that we have His characteristics, we have His qualities. But if I tell you over and over and over, you are a worm, you are no good, and eventually you put down your godness and you pick up wormness. But it won't have a better explanation. Amen? So I'm going back in this morning and I'm going to talk about the power of the I am. I'm glad some of you are with us. You know, I got a text last week and it warmed my heart. For 30-something years, I attended a church in Brooklyn, Philadelphia Church of Universal Brotherhood. And my pastor, the pastor there, Dr. F.E. Jeffries, was one of the most powerful men you could have sat under. I mean, he was a teacher that there was no comparison to him. So a lot of things that I learned, or that my children were raised with, we were raised with psycho-spiritual dynamics. We were raised with understanding the power of the mind. And one of the young people that I was in, when my kids were being raised in the church, evidently saw what I was saying last week. And she warmed my heart. She said, Dr. Jeffries is smiling from heaven, hearing what you were saying. And I would want to offer, even those of you from Philadelphia Church or whatever ministry you come from, if you got a foundation that moved you to the next level, share it. I teach this because when I came across this word, it revolutionized my life. When I came to understand that God didn't look at me like some little worm in the ground, when I understood that I had power because God breathed of Himself into me, my life changed. You understand? And because of that, I was able to raise successful children in the midst of a divorce. You understand? I was able to let my life going forward. When I was getting divorced, other people got divorced. They lost their homes, their kids went astray, whatever. Because I had a foundation, a spiritual foundation, an understanding of I and my Father are one, that there was no place I was and God was not, I was able to walk in that authority and supersede all the negatives that came. Now, I didn't say that some of the things, you know, didn't like come against me, but I had the ability because of the extra knowledge to be able to move to the next level. So what I want to share this morning is that knowledge, so that maybe there's a young person listening to me. You know, maybe there's a young mother, just like I was a young mother when this happened. And this word, I want you to hear me, guys, this word is not religious. If people understand this, when you teach about the power of the I am, it is not religion.
Amen. Amen.
And what happens with the church is we put things down, or you know, we call it all sorts of things. The I am is a scientific theory.
Amen.
It is scientific, it is godly, it is who we are.
Amen.
God explained that. God told Moses that is who he was. Because God breathed himself into us, we automatically are part of that.
Amen.
Okay? So whatever we need, we have the ability to receive it. Whatever you need, you understand? We have the ability to bring it to pass. Okay? So we're going to deal with that right now. We're dealing with it right now. And guys, don't worry about it. When we were their age, we did the same thing. You understand? So, you know, listen. Let them express themselves. It may look like it's uncomfortable for us as adults. Oh my God, you hear me, the kids crying. Listen, I know many a time mom had to take me outside and really give me a good warning. Back then, the warning could have come with a little physical touch, yes, but here now you just have to warn them with your eyes. You can't even point, just warn them with your eyes. So. Anyway, this morning, I'm back to the power of the I am. And I always start with a biblical scripture. Exodus chapter 3, verse 14. Exodus 3, verse 14. And this is what it says in Exodus chapter 3, verse 14. Those of you that do not have a Bible, I say all the time, don't worry about it. By the way, if you listen to me for the first time, I'm Dr. Lucille. I pastor What Shall I Render Ministries. We're located in Brooklyn, New York. I'm here every Saturday morning, 1583 Albany Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. I'm also a transformational life coach. So if you're looking for some good coaching, if you want to move your life to the next level, if you're tired being in a rut, I'm the person for you. I'm the person to help you to move to the next level. My clients usually get very excellent results. You see how I put that in there, right? My clients get excellent results. And I just wanted to share that because sometimes you say stuff about yourself. The Holy Spirit didn't mean to say that, okay? I happen to be, I think, qualified to stand here because sometimes people don't understand. I have a degree in computer science, I have a degree in accounting, I have a master's in public administration, and I have a doctorate in religious studies. I'm also an inductee. I was inducted in the Morehouse Board of Preachers. I belong to sororities and other organizations, so when I stand and speak sometimes people think, oh, the person is preaching. I am fully qualified to touch on certain subjects. I have elected as a life coach to focus on the spiritual aspect of life. I could have decided I wanted to be a financial coach. You understand? But my assignment is to let men and women know that there's a power in you that supersedes anything, and that is how you use the power of your I am.
Amen.
When you understand that God sent us here to live a full and overflowing life. So I put my credentials out there because sometimes people think, oh, they just stand up there speaking. There are many things I can deal with. God has assigned me to deal with spiritual aspects of life. And because it took me through a rough place in my life, if I was not a student of metaphysics, if I was not a student of meditation, I do not know how I would have stood it. But my former husband just decided to walk away and leave me with 3 children. You understand? So this is why I always go to what the Holy Spirit said to do. So I'm Dr. Lucille. When I say I'm Dr. Lucille, guys, I'm really Dr. Lucille, okay? So let's just, because you know sometimes people just say things that, oh, I'm just saying this. The Lord just told me to say this morning, so I'm just saying it. Maybe there is some doubter out there saying whatever, but anyway, I wasn't saying because of arrogance. I'm saying again, God just led me to say it. So I'm in Exodus chapter 3, verse 14, and then I'm going to do what the sample says. I just want to deal with this. Exodus chapter 3, verse 14. Exodus 3:14. And I'm going to go Exodus 3:13 before 14. And Moses said unto God, behold, when I come unto the children of Israel and say unto them, the God of your fathers hath sent me unto you, and they say to me, what is his name? What shall I say unto them? And God said to Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am had sent me unto you. And God, guys, one thing I do when I'm teaching, I teach with revelation. Okay? That means I study, I have notes, but sometimes I go differently. As I'm saying this, God is telling me to go back to Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. Genesis 1:26. Now I just said to you, and God said unto Moses, I am that. And he said unto the children of Israel, tell them, I am had sent me unto you. Okay? Now we're going to Genesis chapter 1, verses 26. And the Lord said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let man have dominion over the sea, over the fowl, over the air, over the cattle, and over everything that creepeth. So God created man, me, you. Do you understand, guys? Mankind, in his image, after his likeness. He, male and female, created he them. And God said. Say, God said.
And God said.
And God said.
And God said.
Do you understand? This is not Dr. Lucille's word. And God said. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it, have dominion, and listen, over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that creepeth on the face of the earth. Okay? So I took you guys from Exodus, where God told Moses, he said, who am I going to say? He said, I am that. And then I took you back to Genesis, where God said, let us make man. Let me make somebody that is like me. Let me make someone like me. Do you understand? So I'm taking off right now. Okay? I am that. Whatever any of you want right now, that is what God is. I'm going over some of my notes before. The power of the I am, just as God identified himself, so must we. Whatever we say after our I am, we become. Your I am identifies you. Okay. So I was thinking this week, as I'm talking about I am and teaching the I am, that whatever you say, whatever you put after your I am, you become. Good. Sounds good, right? And I decided the word came into me to go very elementary. Hear me? Listen, guys, I love this. You hear me? When you say, I am sleeping, when you say, I am eating, what are you doing? Right. Do you understand? And so, what happens is, the revelation came to me is, when you understand, bring your I am down to the minutest thing. When you say you are eating, you are experiencing yourself eating. If you came and you told me, and I came into the room, I said, what are you doing? And you said, I am eating. And I look at you with food in your mouth and I say, oh, you're not really eating. What will you do? You will ignore me. Okay? But you are believing you are eating. This is good stuff, guys. Because you can physically see yourself eating. When it comes to, for you say, I am powerful, what is the difference between I am eating and I am powerful? Because you can literally see yourself eat. So you believe your I am. What is your I am doing right now? My I am is eating. Are you understanding? So, how about saying my I am is strong? But Dr. Lucille, I can see the food in front of me, and that is the problem. Because the same way that I can take my I am, and I can say I am happy, is the same way when you use a negative adjective after your I am, you manifest it. I'm going to slow it this time, and I'm only going to give you guys a few minutes again like I did last week, because we're almost coming to the end of 2018. We just had the biblical New Year started about 12 days ago, and the calendar year, we're in the month of September. What do you want to happen between now and the end of the calendar year? What are you looking for? What are you saying with your I am? What are you decreeing and what are you declaring? What power are you pulling into you or are you allowing the spirit of weakness to come in? So, the spiritual dimension of your mind, your intuition, what is your I am? It's the spiritual dimension of your mind. It teaches you. So, I'm getting my notes together, guys, because sometimes I'm teaching this and I get very excited, so I have to like pull myself in and say it right. When God said, let me make man in my image and let man have dominion, God was likening us to what happened in Exodus chapter 3:14. When God said, I am that, whatever you need, that is what I am. When I say I am, whatever comes after my I am manifests in my life. Whatever I say after my I am, I become. Guys, you gotta hear. You cannot use your I am frivolously. You can't just say, well, you know, I'm just joking. Our subconscious mind, two things, guys. Your subconscious mind does not know the word no or not. You hearing me? The subconscious mind does not interpret. You cannot say, I am not poor. Are you understanding? Your subconscious mind does not understand that. Your subconscious mind only reads the I am with the adjective poor.
Amen.
Are you understanding? So instead of your saying not poor, how about saying I am rich?
Amen.
Instead of saying not sick, how about saying I'm healthy?
Amen.
We have the ability to speak and decree and declare. So today, I want you to be at 1 month. You know, atonement, they have atonement just passed. How about I want you today to be at 1 month with your life? Atonement at 1 month. At 1 month with who you are. At 1 month with God sending you here to live a good and overflowing life. At 1 month understanding you're strong in the Lord and the power of His might. At 1 month understanding that yes, it was a day of atonement. Yes, I repented. Yes, I asked God for forgiveness. But what is happening to me today? And next week and next year and next month, my behavior, my assignment is to be at 1 month with God.
Amen.
At 1 month with the Creator that created me and gave me power to live a full and overflowing life. My assignment is to be at 1 month with my goals and my dreams and my plans. My assignment is not to live in atonement. Do you understand? I am not supposed to live like a little worm. Oh God, you know, I'm this rotten sinner. I sinned 2 days ago. Oh Lord, 5 days ago. Help me to be stopped. You understand? You have people that run through that all the time. No. Paul said, forget what is past and you move forward. So we deal with at 1 month. At 1 month with your goals and your dreams and your plans and all that God has for each and every one of you. So, number one, every one of us is a little God. Every one of us is a little God. Go and read Genesis chapter 1. He said, let me make man in my image after my likeness and let man have dominion. I talk about myself all the time. My parents had 9 children. And in Trinidad, where we raised, if anybody was looking to find my dad, and so any one of me or my siblings, the person would say, oh, let's say they're looking for my dad. And they saw one of us say, oh, you're a Farrell's child. Do you understand? Because I was made in my father's image. I look like my dad. We look like Farrells. Any place you go and you find a Farrell, we look this way. Do you understand? So when God said, let me make man to look like me. Let me make man to be a mini God. So when God said, I'm making man to be like me, all the attributes of the God. Christians, you need to behave yourself. All the attributes of the Godhead is in each and every one of us. You understand? All the attributes. Why do you think there can be an airplane? Because God gave us dominion over the air. Why could there be a submarine? God gave us dominion. Why are there highways and bridges over the water? God gave us dominion. My parents died before Facebook or the internet or some whatever thing. My parents didn't experience, or let's say my grandparents. My grandparents did not experience the cell phone or the laptop. That information was available. Before the foundation of the world, that information was available. But not until somebody's mind, some man decided to become that part of God, to allow that godness. The computer system is not from the devil. It is the godness, the mind, the power in the mind. When someone was able to open their mind and the universe was able to deposit it into someone, it became a reality. There are things that I will die and not see, that my children and my great-grandchildren will be saying, you know, my grandmother never saw this. Like I'm standing here saying, my grandmother never saw the cell phone. That wisdom and that knowledge was always there. But until someone, so I'm speaking to my young people today, there's something in the universe, there's some invention that is there, and they have to open their minds to receive it. Are you guys understanding? Once you open your mind, it will be there. So when I am teaching, I'm saying you have the power because of your I am. Do not let anyone neutralize your I am. You know, someone said to me, I spoke last week about this whole blackish business, the new black is brownish, whatever it is. Someone took offense to it. I'm not taking it back. Do you understand? I think it is against me as a person of color to be walking around saying, orange is the new black. That is my opinion. Do you understand? And I will not have anybody try to make me feel that I should not say what I want to say. I'm thinking about my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. What are they going to be saying? Orange is the new black? That doesn't make any sense. Instead of us telling the children the power of our blackness, you're gonna supersede orange over them. I don't care how good the television show is. What you have to understand is, what is the subconscious mind receiving? What is the subconscious mind receiving? And let me tell you something, those people with movies, our community has been destroyed many times because of the message that is sent into the subconscious mind. You guys hearing me? The message that goes into the minds of our young people. My era. If you look and you see in Congress, if you look and you see college professors, schools, my era was Stokely Carmichael. My era was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. My era was the power of when you were a person of color. My era was say it loud, I am black, I am proud. That was my era. Do you understand? And because that was my era, my amness, and don't, the guys, don't say me no, don't call me and tell me nothing. I'm just saying, okay? My era, my I amness, my I amness came what? Based on what was being fed into my subconscious mind. Are you understanding? Yeah. What was being fed into my subconscious mind became who I am. Are you guys hearing me this morning? So I'm saying again, guys, if you like the television shows, praise be to Jesus. This is just Dr. Lucille's. You know what? For lack of knowledge, my community perishes. Hear me, guys. For lack of knowledge, the community of color perishes. Because our community of color don't understand the power. Many people in our community of power do not understand the power of the subconscious mind. Don't understand. When you allow a thought to get into the mind, it supersedes. Watch the power of your mind. Watch what you allow to come into your subconscious mind. Watch what you allow to watch on television. What you expose your I amness to. If you think of a race, and I'm going this way, trust Holy Spirit. And guys, if you think, I'm not going to say it because I think, okay, Holy Spirit, okay. Many of us feel insignificant and we're scared to identify ourselves with our godness. Many of us feel insignificant, and so we are scared to say, if I ask the person, are you God? How you can say I'm God? That is heresy. The Bible says, you gods and children of the Most High God. I am God with a little g. Do you understand? I was made in his image. He breathed of himself into me. Guys, we could be nothing else but gods. We can be nothing else but that. We have allowed Christianity, we have allowed religious teaching to minimize the power in each and every one of us. We've allowed it. Could you imagine if our children understood who they were? Well, what type of life would they be? Many of us feel insignificant, so we do not identify with our godness. We need to redeem our childlike faith. Whatever we tell our children, they believe. Listen, our children use their imagination. And because they use their imagination, you hear some of the things our children say. You take these kids right now, as far as they're concerned, they can do anything. They can fly, they can speak, until we as adults contaminate their thinking. You tell a child anything positive after their I am. How about when we were little, you look at these little black girls and tell them, I'm pretty, I am pretty, and you told them and you told them and you told them, until somebody looked at them one day and say, well, why are you saying that? Black girls are not pretty. Do you understand? Before that, I need for you to understand, kids, their imagination, you ever see the imagination of a child? When children close their eyes, until we allow the cares of this world to contaminate and take away from us the power of who we are. Whether yellow, black, white, brown, or purple, no matter who a child is, that child dream, they dream. They say, I am, and I am, and I am. You look at the little boys flying with the capes on their back. If you tell them they're not Superman, or they're not this person, or that person, or Wonder Woman, they believe. They believe until an adult comes and destroys their I am power. Our assignment is to pick it back up. Many of us lost our I amness because some crazy person, some foolish teacher told you you weren't worthy of being powerful. But this morning, Dr. Lucille is telling you, get at 1 month with your power. This is the time for you to make a decision. Pick up your I amness and live a life of power. Let me rush along. We're not separate from God. We're not separate from God. I want you guys to hear me today. We're not separate from God. Okay? We're all connected to each other. We are all connected to each other. I don't do good standing behind a pulpit, guys. We are all connected to each other. I am life. I am breath. Do you know why? The air that I breathe out, what happened? Someone breathes it in. Are you guys understanding? We are all interconnected. I am you. I am you, and you are me. There is a full connection. This is why the Bible said, in God I live and move and have my being. There's no place where I am and God is not. If there is no place where I am and God is not, it means that every one of us, we are connected. And the day we understand we are not black, brown, cream, or purple people, we are connected, and we have allowed, come on this morning, we have allowed the negative forces in the universe to come in between our I am. I am white, I am brown, I am purple, I am cream, I am tall. The devil is a liar.
Amen. Amen.
Do you understand?
Amen.
There's nothing. When God said, let me make man, God didn't say, let me make brown man. He didn't say, let me make white man. He didn't say, let me make purple man. God said unequivocally, let me make man. Mankind in my image. So how could you tell me I'm 2/3 of a man? You're crazy. Because for you to identify me as 2/3 of a man, you have to know what 2/3 of a man is, which comes from me, which is eternal. You understand? When God said, let me make man, let me make mankind, and let me give them dominion, God didn't say he was only giving a certain person dominion. That was brought into the atmosphere by somebody who didn't know the power of their I am. When you know the power of your I am, you do not try to nullify or minimize another person. I'm moving fast. So number one, we're not separate. We're all connected. I am life. Guys, you're going to leave here today saying, I am life. Do you understand? Because you are life, you can say, once I am life, I am power. Once I'm life, I am love. Once I'm life, I'm abundant. Once I'm life, I'm liberty. Once I am life, I am light. Once you understand you are life, then your I amness takes on all different directions. I am, okay? The breath I breathe out, you breathe in. We're not toy soldiers. We're not robots. We have mind of our own. Come on. We have free will to choose what our I am becomes. You have the ability to choose what your I am becomes. Come on, guys. I'm just, my heart, I'm looking at all the politics and everything that is happening, and my heart is hurting, because when men and women understand the power of their I am, I would not minimize a woman. When I know the power of my I am, I would not minimize a white or a brown or purple person. When I read the power of his mind, I am blessed to be a blessing. I am the light of the world. The city that cannot be hid. The conservatives need to go study what I am is. Jesus said, I am life. I am abundance. I am peace. I'm the peacemaker. Jesus was not a separated God, but I am conservative. In no place in the Bible you find it conservative or liberal or Democrat or Republican. In no place. Learn the scripture and come back and tell me. Am I saying you're not supposed to be politically aware? Nothing is wrong being politically aware, but it's a whole different story to be politically devious. Totally different. So you can't say, I love God, but you're willing to minimize or subdue some person. You can't say, I love God, and understand that it is okay for a mother and a child to be separated and don't know each other. You can't say, I love God, and be contented that one community doesn't have, and your community has to full and overflowing measure. It does not add up. It does not work. When God said, I want to make man, and I want man to be like me. That's what God wanted when he said, let me make man in my image, after my likeness, and let man dominate. God sent us here to dominate. And to my young people, don't let these old people who in the Senate for 30 and 40 years, don't let them mess up your life. To you young people, listen, let me tell you something. To all you young people listening, if some of you listening, I hope some of you are listening. Someone puts someone in the Supreme Court now. For the next 30 or 40 years, to you young people, that's going to affect your life. You can't sit down and say, well, that has nothing to do with me. It's not going to affect me as much as it's going to affect a 15 or 16-year-old. This is why these people, these senators, could be so comfortable to put that person in, because right now, some of them tell you, why they don't have a law to stop men from taking birth control? Huh? My point is, you're not stopping the man. You're not giving the man birth control, because a woman can't get pregnant by herself. You understand? A woman don't wake up in the morning and say, oops, I'm pregnant. No, she don't. So I would think, instead of going behind Roe versus Wade, they need to come up with something else. You understand? Do you know how many of those men, if something like that came up, would all of a sudden jump on the woman's side? Huh? Okay. Well, that was just a throw. This wasn't part of my I am, but I just wanted to say that. Lord Jesus, help me to get through this quickly. We are not toy soldiers. We're not robots. We have minds of our own. We have free wills to choose what our I am becomes. So, just as you can say, you can put the word tired after your I am, or easy, sleepy after your I am. It's just as powerful for you to be able to say something powerful after your I am. Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life, so your I am has resurrection power. Your I am has resurrection power. 2 pennies have the same shape, but they're not alike. I need you to hear me. 2 pennies have the same shape, but they're not the same. Does not nullify your I am strong. Like my penny in my hand does not nullify your penny, but it's all pennies. I want you guys to understand that. It is all pennies. But my penny does not neutralize or nullify your penny. My penny does not nullify the worth of your penny. So when I start saying, you could say, I'm strong in the Lord, in the power of his mind. I am awesome. I am rich. I'm blessed to be a blessing. When I start saying those things, it does not nullify your saying. And that is what is happening right now. Because people feel, if I say I am strong, you have to say weak. Do you understand? Because both of us can't say strong at the same time. Whereas we all are given different gifts. We're given different gifts. Don't allow anybody to take the power of your I amness away from you. The only thing we have is our I am. And if you guys say, hear me, all you have is your I am. And don't allow anybody to take it from you. So, I'm going to my notes. See how far I reached before I come to my notes, right? I spoke about 1 month, the day of atonement. At 1 month, we are one with the universe. We are one with the universe. Are you guys hearing me? We are one with the universe. When we die, where does our bodies go? Our flesh, but our spirit is still there. Okay? We are one with the universe. So let me read this here. It is impossible for me to suffer from any type of illness in any form when I utilize my I amness. It is impossible for me to suffer illness of any kind. It is impossible. Hear me, guys. Don't say, oh, Dr. Lucille, why are you saying that? Because it's in my mind. How can someone get healed from cancer and someone die? Many of you have heard the story. 2 women were in the doctor's office and they mixed up the charts. They both had tests done, and one's results came back and saying the person was cancer free. The other results came back saying the person had cancer, and the files were mixed up. So the person who was cancer free, her file said she had cancer, and the person who had cancer, their file said she was cancer free. Listen to the power of the mind. The one that did not have cancer went home and died. Why? Because of the thought that was fed into her subconscious mind. So when I'm saying today that when you utilize the power of your I amness, it is impossible for you to be under pressure. Do you understand? I could have listened to my siblings and say, oh my God, well, mom had it and daddy had it and this one had, no, I have, no, no. I hope someone is listening this morning. It is impossible for you to be ill when you understand your I am. I am, this writer said, I am, he's as rich as any other man that ever lived. He said, I'm totally successful in all my undertakings. He said, I live a perfect life. I am continuously overflowing with joy. He said, I am joy. I am peace. He said, I understand that this is the truth for my life. Listen, he said, I am as rich as any man that ever lived. I want you to say, I'm rich as anybody. He said, I'm totally successful. He said, I am. He didn't just say successful. You don't understand this. He said, I am totally successful in not some of his undertakings, all of his undertakings. I am successful in all of my undertakings. What are you telling your I am today? What are you saying with your I am? Are you saying I am strong? Are you saying I am powerful? Are you saying I am great? Are you saying I am blessed? Whatever you say after your I am, you become. I am successful. It's a spiritual law. I am perceptive. All these are spiritual laws that we have to put into context, that we have to live with and understand to walk with them. Never put on your I amness. Do not put on your spiritual laws. I am strong. I am powerful. I'm healthy. I'm healed. I am love. I am love. Come on, guys. Why would I want to walk around and use a racial word after my I am? Why? Why would I want to use the word racist or hateful or Nazi? Why would I want to put those things after me? It is destroying my I amness. There's a power in your I am. We can disagree, but there's doubt. You can exchange it. Are you hearing me? You have the power today. You can exchange whatever it is. Take your I am. First to begin, I want you to go and say, I'm from Trinidad. And we say beg pardon. I guess now stuff has changed a lot. But when I was a kid, they said, you have to beg pardon. Just for the record, guys. How about making a decision and going home and write yourself a letter? Mirror and apologize to yourself. Apologize for all the negative adjectives you have placed on your I am. And then say, you know what? Or write them down. If you kept saying negative things over your life, write them down, either shred them or burn them. And then, how about taking a whole list? I am confident. I am powerful. I am great. I am peace. I am love. I am light. I am abundance. I am marvelousness. I am greatness. I am awesomeness. You have the ability right now to put all these after your I am. Your light. How about saying, I am light? I am life. I am peace. Whatever you put after your I am, you become. Say, I'm a blessing. I'm blessed to be a blessing. I'm blessed to see the lives of men and women change. I am you, and you are me, and all is one. The reality today for every individual is to understand, I am you, you are me, and all is one. All I am, I am. You understand? All, you are me, I am you. I am, I am, I am, I am Pearl. Do you understand what I'm saying? I am. There is no separation in the mind of God. Okay, let me stick with my notes. Let me stick with my notes, okay? The same power and the same presence in the universe is in each and every one of us. Come on. The same power, guys, keep me abreast of my time. The same power and the presence that's in the universe is in each and every one of us. The same power in the universe is in each and every one of us. It is alive in I am. Let me tell you, this child went off to college and by 20 she was finished. You understand? The same power is alive in every one of us. It lives and it knows. The universal power is alive in each and every one of us. It is and it knows. I'm rushing too quickly. This presence within you, this presence within me, this God self, wants perfection to be part of its nature. This God in you and in you, to make man in your image and let man have dominion. I know, Dr. Lucille, why you're saying that. You were sent here to be God with a little g. What are you going to do? You're going to make man. How am I making man? When last time you came across a person, you gave them a kind word? How do I make man in my image? What about the words that I speak over them? I want you guys to hear me. What kind of words do you speak over the people that you meet? Or when you speak to someone and they walk away, what do you say after they walk away from you? Do you have a negative comment to say? Every one of us have the ability to make man. But the first man that I have to make is me. Because based on the kind of man I make is the kind of person that I'll be able to share with others. This is why the kind of person you are cannot hide. You're a horrible person. You may try to hide who you are, but you can't. Your I amness always is revealed. Let me go through quickly. It says this. This presence within you, the God self of you, wants you to be radiantly happy and healthy. Because perfection is the true nature of perfection. Perfection is the true nature of your I amness. Perfection is the nature of your I amness. You need to say, I am perfection. You guys hearing me? I am perfection. That is who you are. You're perfection. You were sent here. And it doesn't matter your nose, your hair, your eyes. When you sent here in the mind of God, you were sent here in perfection. What happens is when we take ourselves, we start comparing. Two pennies do not compare themselves to each other. When we start comparing, but this one have light skin, this one have long hair, this one is white, this one is purple, this one is black, and we start minimizing the godness in us, we lose our perfection. Okay, keep me abreast, please. If you want to be prosperous, your I amness wants you to be prosperous, because nature, abundance is the nature of your manifestation. Your I amness wants you to be prosperous because abundance is the nature of your I amness. Your I amness wants you to be happy. Your I amness wants you to be at perfect peace. Your I amness wants you to be loved. Your I amness wants you to be loved. Your I amness wants you to be wise. So how about saying, I am love, I am perfect peace, I am happiness, I am wisdom, I am confident, I am enthusiasm, I am joyful, I am strong, I am free. I am free, I envy no man. I am free, I hate no man. I am free, my hands are open to bless. I am free, why? Because I am a blessing. I have power. If each and every one of you today, you have power within you. And you have the power within you to change lives. You have the power within you today. And with that power, you can manifest love. With that power, you can manifest wisdom. With that power, you can bring a change to this universe. You have power. I offer today is that you use your I amness to change your lives. Use your I amness to understand that you were sent here into this realm to make someone's life different. It's a joy being with you guys this morning. Go study the power of your I am. I am strong, I'm powerful, I'm happy, I'm great. It's good being with you guys today. Those of you that just tuned in or you just listened, Dr. Lucille, I pastor Watchlight Renner Ministries, 1583 Albany Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. And go to our website, lucillefarrellscott.com. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, just send me a message. Drop me a text. Even if you didn't agree with what I said, let me know. It's nice to know how people think. Because I can decide that, I only want to hear the good stuff. But a seesaw has two sides, right? So our church's number is 718-636-3816. 718-636-3816. You can call us. We have time, we call you back. But I love every one of you, and I teach this because in my heart, I want all of us to understand. Teach your children the power of their I am. Let them know that there's nothing in the universe that they cannot do, and let them understand that no one has the ability to minimize the godness in them. Let your children get up every morning and let them say, I am God, because I was created in His image.